down. I wanna be down with you.
Hey y'all, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Derica and you are watching Shelf Love with D. Welcome back. Good morning. It is an early Saturday morning, like 8 something. I've been up since between like 5:30 and 6. Just couldn't really sleep, had a lot on my noggin. And you know, once you allow yourself to think about one thing, and that like in between time where you're waking up to like maybe reposition but trying to go back to sleep, once you let yourself think about one thing, that thought leads to another, that leads to another, that leads to you picking up your phone, looking up what you were thinking about, and before you know it, you're up, or you're like, I might as well get up at this point. So that's what this Saturday morning has been. I'm just hopping on here real quick to let you guys see what books I got from Ollie's on my very first Ollie's book haul. Again, shout out to Miss Eliza. She put me on to Ollie's. She has done several Ollie's book hauls, and we have one Ollie location here in my town. And finally, I was like, let me go into Ollie's and see what they have in here, which I was very, very pleasantly surprised. They have a little of everything in that store, and my honey was having a field day. He got me a little vacuum from there that was like a 3-in-1, so it has like the handheld and then one for like small spaces and like a regular standard type of vacuum setting. And then he got him a, was it LeBron? I think like a little LeBron poster canvas picture thing for his man cave. And then I got me some books, but there's so much that we saw there that I was just like, oh my gosh, Ollie's is a store for the whole family, for the whole household. So definitely will be going back. But I just wanted to share my first Ollie's book haul with you guys and let you see what I got. Before we get into this haul, let's go ahead and take attendance. You already know, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Drop your favorite emoji or a green heart or a book stack, whatever you prefer. Just something to let me know that you are here today rocking with me in yet another video. And per usual, you know, I gotta let you know I appreciate you for being here. There's so many booktubers out there, and I'm glad that you chose to sit in on my video today. All right, let's get into this haul. So the first book has been on my radar for a good while. It is also on my Amazon wish list, which now that I think about it, I need to go ahead on there and remove it. Okay, that might be a little better. Sorry, I had to reposition the camera. I have a glass table over here, which is going to be my plant table. I can't wait to add to it. But lighting was reflecting off of the table, and the sun's already reflecting on the table. So it's just, I was trying to tone that down so you guys can be able to see the camera, so you guys can be able to see the book covers a bit better. Also, I just want to point out the bipolar Oklahoma weather. Yesterday we were in basically the 90s, sunshiny, hot day, and by 6:37 p.m. there was no trace of any sun in the sky. It was pouring down raining, y'all, like raining cats and dogs. It was like thundering, doing the most. So the lighting's not that great, but that's Oklahoma weather for you. So I digress. Let's go ahead and get into this book haul, which is really what y'all came here for. All right, let's get into it. So the first book up that I got from Ollie's is Mama Day by Gloria Naylor. She is also the author of Brewster's Place, which I just watched that series for the first time. I want to say early this year or late last year. So once I found out that it was a book, I'm like, I want to read the book, which I think it's a series as well. So I hope that this is book one of many by this author that I enjoy. She's an OG author, a Black author, so definitely want to support her and keep her name circulating in the book space. If you're not familiar with this book, let's see if it has a quick book description. It says, this book is set on the Georgia island of Willow Springs, where people still use only herbal medicine and honor ancestors who came over as slaves. On Willow Springs lives Mama Day, a matriarch who can call up the lightning storms and see secrets in her dreams. But all of Mama Day's powers are tested when her great niece, a stubbornly emancipated woman, finds her life and soul in danger from the island's darker forces. Mama Day is a powerful generational saga, at once tender and suspenseful, overflowing with magic and common sense. So cannot wait to get into this one. Next book up, I was really geeked and so surprised that I saw this book there was Sister Soldier, Life After Death, which is book 2, I believe. As y'all know, Coldest Winter Ever is my favorite urban fiction book. So I support all things Sister Soldier. I will not hear any bad talk about Sister Soldier, okay? If she's not your cup of tea, cool, go ahead and sip something else, but we love her over here. So I do not have book 1, surprisingly. I had it back in the day, not sure whatever happened to that book. Is on my wish list. I will most definitely be getting it. I want it in paperback so I can stack them together on my shelf. I want her whole catalog, even the Midnight series. And so I was really surprised to see this book because it's an older book, and you know, it's just a soldier, so you wouldn't expect to see her just kind of floating around in these spaces, maybe more on like in Goodwill or like the thrift stores or things like that. But I was so happy when I saw this, and it was the only copy left, y'all. It was the only copy there, so I was so happy and cannot wait to get into this series again. I have read Coldest Winter Ever about 3 times, 4 times, something like that. I don't know. But okay, so this may actually be book 3. It's either book 2 or 3. I don't know, but I'm getting the whole series following Miss Winter Santiago and her sister Portia and Midnight. If you have not read this series, because I would be surprised. I would really be surprised. But if you have not read about Miss Winter Santiago, go ahead and pick up The Coldest Winter Ever and then finish out that whole series. I'm so excited. I don't want to read the back of this one because I don't want any spoilers. I definitely think it's a book you should just go into blindly and just enjoy the ride. If you are a fan of urban fiction, if you love the Ethics series, if you've read The Prada Plan, books like that, if you like Jacquel J's books, you will definitely enjoy Sister Soldier as well. All right, next book up I got is Daniel Black, Don't Cry for Me. This book has been circulating the book spaces for a good while. I've gone back and forth about reading it, purchasing it, and then I just got that FOMO itch again, and I was like, what the heck? It's at Ollie's for a good price. What, $4.99? So I'm like, if I don't enjoy it, I didn't spend too much on it, and I can always put it in the free little library and bless somebody else with it. But I definitely have to see what all the hype is regarding this, not only this book, but this author specifically. So can't wait to get into this one. This one says, as Jacob lies dying, he begins to write a letter to his only son, Isaac. They have not met or spoken in many years, and there are things that Isaac must know. Stories about his ancestral legacy in rural Arkansas that extends back to slavery. Secrets from Jacob's tumultuous relationship with Isaac's mother and the shame he carries from the dissolution of their family. Tragedies that inform Jacob's role as a father and his reaction to Isaac being gay. But most of all, Jacob must share with Isaac the unspoken truths that reside in his heart. He must give voice to the trauma that Isaac has inherited, and he must create a space for the two to find peace. So this sounds like a book of reconciliation, you know, not being happy or accepting of the decision that your child has made, but trying to find a way to navigate a possibility of reconciliation in a relationship. This sounds like something that I may just enjoy, just because as a parent, you know, we all have ideas of what we would like to see our children do with their lives, or who we'd like for them to become. And when that doesn't happen, how we can have love and grace and understanding, even if we don't approve of their life choices. So I look forward to getting into that one. And this one, I'm pretty sure in my early days of booktube, when I just was like finding out about the booktube space, that Raina had this book. I'm pretty sure. Raina, let me know down in the comments. What did you have this book? But y'all already know, if you know me, immediately what drew me to The Block Party by J.B. Day was the color green. It just pops out, like it was just on the shelves and it's like, buy me. But it is such a cute cover. I'm interested in what this is about. It says, you'll die if you miss it, like a firecracker on a hot summer night. And that's by, that was a blurb by Ellen Hildebrand, I think that's how you say it. So I'm just curious. I'm just curious. Again, Ollie's price $4.99, not asking too much. The cover drew me in, and I want to see what this is about. It seems like it may be a thriller. Let's see. The residents of the exclusive cul-de-sac on Alton Road appear to be living idyllic lives, but underneath the surface, they're all entangled in a web of secrets and scandals. That's all I'm reading. So it sounds like a good time. The block party title drew me in. The beautiful cover reeled me in, and it was over after that. So I cannot wait to see what that entails. Next one up, The Sweetness of Water by Nathan Harris. This is another one that I've gone back and forth about, like, do I just want to read it or own it? But when Ollie's is only asking $4.99, it's a popular book. It's one that's already kind of been on my radar. I was like, why not? Again, if you don't enjoy it, you didn't spend too much on it, and you can always bless somebody else with it. So it says, in the waning days of the Civil War, brothers Prentice and Landry freed by the Emancipation Proclamation seek refuge. Bruh. It's early, y'all, and strong coffee got my tongue tied, so let me try to slow down. So it says, in the waning days of the Civil War, brothers Prentice and Landry, freed by the Emancipation Proclamation, seek refuge on the homestead of Georgia Walker and his wife Isabel. The Walkers, racked by the loss of their only son to war, hire the brothers to work their farm, hoping through an unexpected friendship to stanch their grief. Prentice and Landry, meanwhile, plan to save money for the journey north and a chance to reunite with their mother, who was sold away when they were boys. Parallel to their story runs a forbidden romance between two Confederate soldiers. The young men, recently returned from the war to the town of Old Ox, hold their tryst in the woods, but when their secret is discovered, the resulting chaos, including a murder, unleashes convulsive repercussions. What is really going on, y'all? Okay, but when their murder is discovered, the resulting chaos, including a murder, unleashes convulsive repercussions on the entire community. In the aftermath of so much turmoil, it is Isabel who emerges as an unlikely leader, proffering a healing vision of the land and for the newly free citizens of Old Ox. Y'all, that was hard to get through. Again, I want to point out, I have a strong cup of coffee over here. It is early in the morning on a Saturday, as well as it being, Aunt Flo's visit. And if you don't know, I'm going to educate you, that heavily affects your brain. So I apologize for all the stuttering and stammering. Y'all, we're going to get through it. Next book up is The Younger Wife by Sally Hepworth. This is an author whose catalog I want to get into. If you have read anything else by this author and enjoyed it, let me know the title down in the comments so I can add it to my list. I keep asking y'all, but I am keeping track of this, and I hope to start my series soon of reading what you guys have recommended. So if you ever have any book that you read that you like, oh, I think you would enjoy this, just drop it down in the comments. I'm writing it down and I will get to it, I promise. Okay, so let's get into this cover. The purple and the green, like, so cute, so cute, so cute. Okay, let's see what this is about. It says, the husband, a heart surgeon at the top of his field, Stephen Ashton is getting married again, but first he must divorce his current wife, even though she can no longer speak for herself. The daughters, Tully and Rachel Aston, look upon their father's fiancée, Heather, as nothing but an interloper. Heather is younger than both of them. That's strange. Clearly, she's after their father's money, the former wife. With their mother in a precarious position, Tully and Rachel are determined to get the truth about their family's secrets. The new wife is closing in and who their father really is. The younger wife, Heather, has secrets of her own. Will getting to the truth unleash the most dangerous impulses in all of them? Okay, sounds like a thrilling good time, so we shall see. All right, next book up that I got from Ollie's was The Family Lore by Elizabeth Acevedo. I don't know. Anyways, first book I read by this author is With the Fire Turned High, I believe is what it's called. I'll put it on the screen. I really enjoyed that book. It followed a girl who is a teenage mom and just trying to navigate life as best as she can with that kind of, you know, with that kind of confusing time of being like, yes, I am a teen and I want to do teen things, but I am also a mother first. So, you know, thinking about her future and just trying to navigate that whole time period, which I know all too well. I was a teen mom, and all my friends were still, you know, being young and dumb and just, you know, living life as a teenager. I was more so on having to think about my future a lot sooner and how I could be the best mom and person for my son. And so I really just enjoyed her book and how well I felt she, you know, put to page that whole process and how challenging and confusing that time period can be because you're a mother but you're also 18. So anyways, I really loved how she did that book, so I wanted to dive more into her catalog. I remember this book circulating around, if I'm being completely honest. The book description didn't completely draw me in, but because I want to get more into this author's catalog, I'm like, what the heck, let's give it a try. What's been the theme here? Ollie's only asking $4.99 for it, so we'll give it a try. If we don't love it down, we can always bless somebody else with it in the free little library. All right, so this one says, Flor has a gift. She can predict the day when someone will die. When she decides she wants a living wake, a party to bring her family and community together to celebrate the long life she's led, her sisters are surprised. Has Flor foreseen her own death or someone else's? Does she have other motives? She refuses to tell her sisters Matilda, Pastora, and Camilla, but Flor isn't the only person with secrets. Her sisters are hiding things too, and the next generation cousins Ona and Yadi face tumult of their own. Spending the next 3 days prior to the wake, family lore traces the lives of each of the Marde women, weaving together past and present Santo Domingo and New York City. So like I said, initially the book description didn't really pull me in. I thought it was interesting that she could predict when someone will die, but that's kind of where it stopped for me. But I just wanted to get more. I just wanted to get more into this author's catalog, so we will see. Also, I'm sure y'all noticed all these books were hardback. A good majority, I want to say 90 to 95% of the books at Ollie's were all hardback. Is that the case at y'all's Ollie's? Or do you have a good mixture of paperback to hard copy? Because at my Ollie's, they pretty much were hardback. So in a way, I feel like that could deter me from purchasing more books from Ollie's in the future, because I truly do prefer paperback. They just feel so much better in my hands. But at the same time, it was my first time going to Ollie's. I wanted to check out their book section, and the price was just, for these authors, like these are well-known authors, for $4.99. So it was just kind of hard to pass it up. So nonetheless, that's why I have so many of them. Next one up is JD Robb, Encore in Death. And if I am not mistaken, JD Robb is a woman, right? Let me know down in the comments. I'm just trying to expand my book genres and authors. You know, I want to learn more about authors popular and some that are on the smaller scale. So this book was there. I noticed the author and have heard good things about this author. The cover drew me in, and again, what's the theme? Ollie's is only asking $4.99 for it, so let's give it a try. Okay, so this one says, it was a glittering event full of A-listers, hosted by Eliza Lane and Brant Fitzhugh, a celebrity couple who conquered both Hollywood and Broadway. And now Eve Dallas has made her entrance, but not as a guest. After raising a toast, Fitzhugh fell to the floor and died, with physical symptoms pointing to cyanide, and the police have crashed the party. From all accounts, he wasn't the kind of star who made enemies or abused his entourage. Everyone loved him, even his ex-wife. And since the champagne cocktail that killed him was originally intended for Eliza, it's possible she was the real target. That's all I'm gonna read. So it sounds like a good time. I hope it reads like a good time. I hope this is the first of many books by this author that I enjoy and just have to eat up by this author. So that's it, y'all. That is my little Ollie's haul. I cannot wait to get into these books, and I would like to get into them sooner rather than later. And I am scaling back, as y'all know, from purchasing books, and y'all can still bless me. with some books for my wish list if you so desire. My wish list is always in the description box, but I want to get a good amount of my books read on my shelf. Not too many, because then I don't want to look up and gotta purchase a ton of books because I've ran out of books to read. But I do want to get a big chunk read of my books. You know, I want to be reading these books. I want to get them out to you guys. I want to discuss them with you guys and possibly put y'all on to some new authors or book titles that you maybe wouldn't have stumbled across your own or purchased on your own. So that's it, y'all. Happy Saturday to y'all. Hope y'all get lots of rest today, lots of reading, lots of relaxation, or whatever you choose to do today. I hope that it brings you a sense of joy. That's it, y'all. And until next time, don't forget to show yourself some love today.
Down with you.